All right. Well, welcome everyone to this video. We're Brian and Luann Street from Where the Streets Wander, and we have Stacy with Wholesale Warranties today. We're going to talk all about wholesale warranties or RV warranties and why Wholesale Warranties is such a great company to get your warranty with. So,
that's right.
Welcome, Stacy. Thanks for coming on with us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, we really like wholesale warranties, so we want you to tell us a little bit and tell our viewers a little bit about wholesale warranties. Tell us about the company.
Sure. So we've been around for about 15 years now, and we are a broker of extended warranties for motorhomes and towable RVs. So we don't actually handle the claims in-house. We work with a couple of different RV warranty providers to find the best coverage, the best contracts, and the best administrators to work with. So we're very picky with who we work with, and we just want to find that really reliable protection so that when RVers are traveling, they have that peace of mind that if they run into an issue on the road and it happens and it's very expensive, that their contract with us is going to be there for them when they need it most.
Right. Well, that's great. So because I think all of us have been through the auto warranty drama in the past, and your RV is even that much bigger and more expensive to repair on, especially some of the items. So it's nice to know that somebody has your back when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, as full timers, we really wanted that protection. And I really felt that's part of taking care of our RV and our home.
Right.
Really was. Mm-hmm.
So why would someone want an RV warranty in the first place?
So like I mentioned, repairs, they happen and they're expensive. And so our statistics show us that 3 out of every 10 RVs will need a major repair by only their second year on the road. So relatively new rigs, they're still going to be in the shop. This actually jumps to 8 out of 10 by their 5th year. And every RV by their 8th year on the road, you're going to need a major repair. And the cost of those repairs is only going up. And so even if it's something that seems small, some of the most common claims we see, slide outs, leveling systems, refrigerators, appliances, the cost to repair them is increasing exponentially. And a big part of that is actually going to be the labor. And so as RVs become more and more technologically savvy, they have all kinds of amazing, components in them now. It's harder and harder to find somebody that has the level of expertise to repair those. And so we see the labor costs going up quite a bit to match that level of expertise needed. There's also a lot of RVs on the road. There are a lot of full-timers, a lot of people traveling. And so that hikes the price of repairs up as well. An RV warranty is going to step in and pay for those repairs for you. All you have to worry about is your deductible, and you get back on the road where you belong.
Yeah, if you own an RV, you will have repairs. We can tell you that.
For sure. No. So let's talk about some of the things to look for when you're buying an RV warranty. What should we look for when we want to purchase one?
Sure. So the first thing you're going to want to look for is just what level of coverage you personally feel comfortable with. There isn't a one-size-fits-all warranty because not every RVer is the same. Some people are full-timers. They're going to want everything covered because it's their home on wheels and they really are spending all their time in it and they want to have that full coverage. Some people only take them out on weekends a couple times a year, close to home, and they're not as worried about some of the minor things, but they do want that really expensive coverage for claims like an engine failure or something that's really going to run a really high repair bill. And so kind of going into it knowing what is the level of coverage that I'm looking for, and is that what I'm being offered by the warranty provider? And then from there, you're going to want to look at their reputation. So even the best written warranty, if nobody's there to take your call, to handle your claim, to help out with customer service, it isn't worth the paper it's written on. So you're going to want to do a lot of research on who's providing that policy to you, who the insurance backer of the policy is, so you know that it's financially stable, and just talk to other RVers. So RVers are so social and they're so good at recommending what does work and what doesn't. If there's a warranty you can't count on, I guarantee you can hear about it in the RV community. So talk to other RVers, talk to people at your RV park, go onto the forums and just see what the experience of people who have actually made claims is when it comes to that policy.
Right.
Good tips.
Good
tips. So the other thing, sorry, you can ask.
No, I was going to ask, wholesale warranty, what's going to set you apart from the rest of the industry? Kind of give us an idea what that would be.
Sure. So there's a couple of things. The number one is that we put the customer first. And what that means is, even as a broker, as I mentioned, we don't handle the claims. We do have an in-house customer service team that is here to just walk you through the process, to answer any questions you have, and to go to bat for you if something is going wonky with your claim. And so whether that's being denied and you think it should be covered, you're having a hard time getting a hold of your repair facility or your warranty company, anything that goes awry, we're here to help you, because we want to make that process as simple as possible. Claims should be straightforward, but it's communication between a lot of different parties. You're bringing your RV in, you're trusting your mechanic to go ahead and make those claims calls. They're working with an adjuster at the warranty company. It's bound to happen that there are communication breakdowns. And so we have somebody on staff that's going to take care of that for you. It doesn't need to be another stressor on the RVer who has their rig in the shop. And so the number one thing that we're always doing is finding a way to put the customer first and to make a stressful situation a little bit less stressful for you. And that really sets us apart. Something else we do is, I mentioned, there isn't a one-size-fits-all contract. There shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all price either. So we create personalized coverage. We work with each individual customer to say, this is how much you use your RV. This is what you're looking to have covered. This is the right level of coverage for you, rather than just, I don't know, offering you maybe the most expensive one up front and hoping that's the one you take. We want you to be paired up with the right level of coverage and something that you feel really confident in before you hit the road.
Right.
Well, that's great, because I think a lot of us, when we go and we buy an RV, especially if we're going to a dealership, that we're pushed at that we've all been the car route where we're pushed into that warranty, and it's, oh, it's going to break down, the whole story that you get. But as RVers, we know this is going to break down. So we knew ahead of time that we wanted coverage, because we didn't want to have to pay for all the repairs that are going to happen to the rolling earthquake. So how can someone get a wholesale warranty at the dealership?
Yeah, so we are available to customers at any point in their RV buying purchase process. So if you are at the dealership buying a brand new rig or a used rig, you can call us, get a quote at our toll-free number, go online, request a free quote, and you're going to work with a warranty specialist here who's going to match you up with the right level of coverage. And we can do everything online and over the phone, so you don't actually need to physically be here. And so if you are working with a dealer and you say are financing your rig, you can also have the finance company cut a check to us and get the warranty through us. You don't have to go through the dealer. And I think a lot of people don't know that, because it is that familiar process of getting a warranty through a dealership. We've all been through it, whether car or RV. And so you do have options, and you should get the quote from the dealer, ask us about it, compare the coverage, compare the rate, make sure you're making the right decision for you. But know that you do have options, whether it's brand new, at the dealer, private party, whatever it may be. You can just go online or give us a call, and we can work with you on a quote.
Yeah, I noticed when we bought our RV, it takes some time to go through the whole process. So if someone is thinking of buying an RV and they want a warranty, they should call you before they've purchased that RV and kind of set things up. Is that how it should work?
Yeah, I mean, we can work with you at any time, but it is nice to be able to go into the dealership already having your quote and a little bit of an education on warranties as well. They're long, boring contracts to read. We did all the work for you. We're here to educate you on what coverage looks like, what insurance carriers there are, and the different levels of coverage that there are available to you. So if you get an education from us up front, you can walk into that dealership with a lot of knowledge and be able to, pull the trigger with us before you go in, or compare us to your dealership. And so you can really get the quote and work with us at any point in the process, but it is nice to walk in with the confidence of that education.
Yeah, because it's really not all about price. I know that when we sat down at our deal, he was offering us a warranty, and of course we already knew we were going with you guys. We did not finance ours, and we did ours separately, but honestly, we didn't know we could do that. And that was really part of this interview we wanted to have with you, is to kind of explore those things that we found out that we didn't know, and we want other people to be able to know that information. So when we were sitting there, he was like, well, how much is the warranty going to be? And I'm thinking in my head, but it's not all about the price. It's about, you can't compare just price because you could match that, but my coverage isn't going to be the same. And so having that education ahead of time is, I think, a really important component, and not be stuck at the deal in the accounting office trying to sign off on something.
And you're really not sure about it.
Really not sure about it. So having done your homework and know that you're making a really good deal and not feeling, and I use this term loosely, swindled by your dealer, because of course the guy in the accounting office is making money off of his warranty sale to you, but his interest is not your best interest. It's him making a commission. And I think, the sooner we kind of level the playing field, the more we're going to know about what's best for us, and getting that information is a key part of that. So that's what I really hope that this interview, as we get it out there to everyone, that it will do for our readers and viewers. So.
Exactly. It's nice to walk in, and even if you do have questions and you are interested in that dealer's warranty, walking in knowing what questions to ask and knowing what those levels of coverage look like. Because I recently bought a car. I'm very familiar with warranty, so it wasn't as overwhelming for me, but you're signing all of this paperwork and you're dealing with the financing and you have all of this stuff kind of coming at you. And if you have somebody say, hey, here's this, it's a couple more bucks on your monthly payment and it covers everything. That's kind of how Wholesale Warranties was born. We saw dealers doing that, and not all dealers are bad. Definitely don't want to, put that out there, but just a lack of information and education on what people were buying, and they didn't understand it. So when it came time to make a claim and things were denied, they didn't understand why, because there isn't that education there.
Sure.
So we wanted to be able to provide that education. Every time you get a quote, you get a full copy of the contract. We don't want you to purchase from us until you've seen the full contract and until you really understand it. And so that overwhelming sitting in that F&I office, that's kind of how Wholesale Warranties came about, because it really can be frustrating and confusing, and you don't know what you've left with sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For sure. And the other part of that is, I know as full-timers, we were really concerned with whether our warranty would cover us wherever we were in the United States. We didn't want to be tied to something where we had to go back to the dealer to get the work done, because we might be 6,000 miles away when something happens. And a lot of times, those of us buying RVs, whether full-time or part-time, we're buying from a dealer that maybe is not in our hometown, even if we're local. And just having that connection, we don't necessarily want to always have to have that connection. We want to be able to get our work done when there's a repair problem. So talk about that a little bit, about how this works when we have a breakdown. Let's say we're in Colorado somewhere and that's not anywhere near home. So.
Sure. So we kind of build all of our programs for the active RVer, somebody that isn't always going to be close to home. Certainly works if you are. But so the process with us is you can take your RV to any licensed repair facility in the United States or Canada. So that doesn't mean you have to go back to a dealership. There's no specific network. It just means somebody that is in the business of working on RVs. And for our full-timers, we also work with a couple of programs that allow you to use a mobile mechanic, which can be really nice when you're set up, just finished a long travel day. You don't want to have to bring everything back in, take it out to a repair facility. So any licensed repair facility, United States or Canada, mobile mechanics as well. And so what you do, the claim process is pretty simple. You take your RV in or have someone come out to you. They're going to diagnose the problem, but not start any actual repair work. This is the golden rule of extended warranties. They can't start any actual repair work until the claim has been pre-approved by the warranty company. So they're going to diagnose the issue. They're going to write up an estimate. We think it's going to take about this many hours. We're going to need these parts, and this is why it failed. And then your mechanic will call into the warranty company. And most claims are actually adjusted on that very first phone call, about 90% of claims. They call in, they work with an adjuster who is very educated in RV repairs, which is very useful, so that they're speaking the same language, and let them know this is what we're looking at here. This is, the contract information. Once the warranty company says, yep, that's something that's covered, they give a pre-authorization to the mechanic. They go ahead and complete the repairs. They'll submit a final invoice. They're paid by corporate credit card over the phone by the warranty company. So all you as the customer has to do is pay the deductible to the repair facility and get back on the road.
Awesome. So how do we find those licensed facilities?
So there's a variety of options. You can always call us. That's part of our second layer of support. It's really nice to have such an open, you can take it anywhere, but sometimes if you're in an unfamiliar area, you have no idea where that is.
Sure.
So we'll help you find somebody in the area. We also have a kind of sister website called rvrepairdirect.com. And that's just a listing of repair facilities that our customers have used in the past. And it also has reviews. So it lets you kind of go through and say, this was a good experience, that might be a good option for me. This one doesn't have quite as many stars, maybe that's not where I want to take it. And then if you are in an RV park or a campground, they often will have recommendations for you, or they have a mobile mechanic that works kind of exclusively in their park, and that's usually a good option as well.
Okay, good. Nice. So what's next?
We're talking about coverage. I know you mentioned that you can kind of build a warranty around how you're going to use your RV. But is there certain things that are never covered in an RV, or is it something you can, or kind of explain how the coverage works as far as building one? Like, I know you got your chassis part, you got your house part. How does that all work together?
Sure. So something that we'll do that a lot of people won't is we'll start with what isn't covered. We want you to know what is never going to be covered. That's a really important part of the warranty experience. Things that aren't covered fall into a few basic categories. First being maintenance. So oil changes, flushing of lines, cleaning of things like the back of your refrigerator. Those maintenance services, you're required to do them to keep your RV in good shape, but those aren't going to be covered by your warranty. The next set would be anything that's covered under your comp and collision insurance will also be excluded by the warranty. So accidents, physical damage, acts of God, nature, all of those kind of very insurance-y jargon, that stuff's going to fall under your comp and collision, so warranty won't cover that. Lastly would be aesthetic items. So things like paint, upholstery, flooring, things that don't serve a mechanical function, those will not be covered by a warranty. Everything else will. And so extended warranties are really built for those mechanical functioning components. And it can range from our very basic coverage of powertrain only, that's just going to cover your engine and chassis. Those are the most expensive potential breakdowns, but it can be one of the less expensive coverage options. You can also do the opposite of that, have everything but the engine covered. That's called coach-only coverage. A lot of people choose to do that when their engine is still under manufacturer policy. So it's going to cover everything inside the house, and that's appliances, heating and cooling, leveling jacks, slide outs, all that good stuff. From there, the next level of coverage is called listed component. And so that's going to give you an exact list of what is going to be covered. If it's not on that list, it's not covered. And that's a list that kind of encompasses everything. So from your engine to your appliances, everything in between. And then the very highest level of coverage that we offer is called an exclusionary plan. That's the opposite of a listed component, meaning they're going to tell you what is not covered. If it's not listed as excluded, it is going to be covered. There's very little gray area in an exclusionary policy. So you can read through that list of exclusions and know that anything not on that list is going to be covered by your policy. Those also are a really good option for people that have larger motorhomes and some of the more luxury components, things like in-command systems where everything's kind of run off of an iPad in the front type thing, wheelchair lifts, solar panels, those kind of more luxury components. You're going to want to look at an exclusionary policy to get those covered.
Well, that's what sold me on our policy with you guys, was that I knew what wasn't covered. And it was a very small list. And I kept telling him, you need to sit down and look at this, because he didn't want a warranty, honestly. They're not cheap. Let's just talk about that. They're not, but neither is our motorhome.
Exactly.
And when you compare what potentially is going to happen to your RV as you use it, and compare the cost of doing all that, it just makes sense to have a warranty, especially one that covers everything the way that you guys do. And when I finally got him to sit down and talk to Missy about everything, or actually it was Yolanda. I don't know if she's still there, but anyway, she was talking to him, and she just made it so easy. So you guys really make it easy, and you feel so great about spending the money that, you know, you're going to need to fork over anyway on a repair or a warranty. And it's just a really great vibe that you guys have with your company. And I just wanted you guys to know that we really, really, really appreciate that. And so all of you out there who are watching this know that Wholesale Warranties, they hold your hand through everything, and they make it seem, and they are so genuine, and to get what you need for your RV. And I think that is a huge missing piece on a lot of the RV deals and dealerships that go on, is that customer service. And so we're really excited to be working with you in our RV, and we have an exclusionary policy, so we're like good to go. And we bought it. Yeah, and we bought it, and we put it on a new one. I want people to know out there that we had the manufacturer warranty. We had the 1-year warranty from Tiffin, end to end, and we're taking advantage of that. But honestly, you should put a warranty on a brand new RV, because it actually helps you in the long run. Your coverage is way better, and your price is a lot less when you start out doing that. So if you're thinking of buying a new RV, get your warranty when you buy it, and use Wholesale Warranties, because we're sold.
Yeah, we bought ours knowing that we're going to keep this RV for quite a few years, and we're going to use it a lot.
Well, we're living in it.
We're living it. And so obviously taking care of it is a priority.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate the feedback. Like I mentioned, we want to make everything easy for you guys. We are the RV warranty experts. Let us help you make easy claims, find the right coverage for you. That's what we're in business to do. And you guys get to enjoy life on the road and then tell us about it. And everybody in our office gets to watch all of your travels. And we're so jealous of all of our customers. But we really understand that. And the company was actually started, our CEO, Jeff Shelton, he was a full-time RVer when he started Wholesale Warranties. And I think that's really helped to shape who we are as a company, because he knows what it's like for that RV to be your home, to be something that you count on and something that you really do want to take care of, and have that support at the end of the day to help you do that. So we appreciate that feedback. And yes, buying when new, that is a great point. I couldn't have said it better myself. You're never going to get cheaper or better coverage than when the warranty company knows they don't have to pay your claims for that first year, because you have the manufacturer warranties. So a lot of people don't like the idea of overlapping coverage, but really saves you big in the long run, and it gets you the longest term and the highest level of coverage. So something to think about.
Yes.
It does, because if you're thinking of adding it later, the money doesn't make sense. When you want to wait out those 2 periods that you have on your coach and your chassis, it just doesn't, the money, it just makes way more sense to do it first. So, but, well, yes. All right. So I think we covered all of our questions. Do you have anything to add that maybe we didn't discuss today about wholesale warranties and why an RV warranty is great or important or all those things?
Well, I can say I've been with Wholesale Warranties for a decade, and so I say that for 2 reasons. One, I really believe in what we do, and I see us help customers every single day. Even if you aren't sold on the concept of a warranty, we have all had a warranty on something as small as a laptop or as big as a car that hasn't been there for us. We know warranties don't have the best name. At least get a free quote. Talk to our specialists, get a little education on what is available to you, because we see it saves so many trips, so many RV lifestyles to have these claims paid for. We see them processed every single day. We love working with customers, and we love paying out those claims for you so that you don't have to. That's what we're here for. And so even if you're not a believer yet, even if you have a used RV, we can actually offer coverage for towables up to 15 model years old and motorhomes up to 20 model years old. So you don't have to be in a brand new rig, and you don't have to be in the purchasing process right now to get a quote and see what's available to you. So toll free or free online to get a quote and talk to one of our specialists, and we would be very happy to let you know what's available.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what sold us, is we've been able to talk to you guys, and you guys helping us through all the decisions.
Yeah, and it's not a sales pitch. That's what I appreciate a lot.
Yeah.
So do you warranty cars and trucks like toads? Like if we're, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we absolutely do. So that's something that you want to ask about when you call in or get a quote online. We do offer policies for autos and trucks as well.
And we actually opted for the optional tire coverage because our rig was an Allegro bus and the tires cost $1,000 each. And we know that because we actually had to replace one. We had 7 brand new tires, and 6 months later we had roadside damage, and we had to replace that tire. And so your tire warranty is amazing. So those of you listening who add that tire warranty, because tires are not cheap on an RV.
It's a very low cost policy, no deductible, and it'll replace all of your tires and wheels due to road hazard. I wish we sold it for auto. I would have it for my car. It is an incredible policy, and it's definitely something we recommend adding on.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good find. So do you have anything else?
That's about it. I think we covered it really good.
Well, great. Stacy, thank you so much for joining us today. We've so enjoyed going over everything. And it's interesting when, even though we already have a policy and we do know about wholesale warranties, doing these types of things with you guys, we learn so much more. So we appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.